Hey, today I'll be using Spark AR to create a very simple filter. So I'll start by opening a blank project, and here it is. This is the screen that you'll see whenever you open a blank project. So I have decided that I'll create a filter in which this person is wearing goggles and has bubbles coming out from the goggles like he's under the water. So for that, I'll use the AR library and I will look for goggles, and I have already downloaded this goggle, so I will not do that again. But if you want to do that, you can simply import it from here. Since I have already imported it, I will not do it again. So over here, I'll simply add the asset swimming goggles, and firstly, I'll create a simple first layer on his face where I'll add the goggles. I will not simply directly add the goggles to his face. So for that, I'll just right click on add object and face tracker. So on this face tracker, again, I'll right click add an object and I'll select face mesh. So this black and white checkered thing, this is the face mesh. And on this face mesh, I'll add the goggles that I've already added in the assets. So I'll select the face mesh, and then uh, this all these are the properties of the face mesh. Over here, select add materials, and this is the material that has been created. I need to add a material. This first layer is the material. I'll just rename it as base because this is the base material. So on this base material, I'll let it be standard, or you can even change it, but I think standard is fine in my case because eventually I'll be making the opacity 0, so I will not need it. And on this face mesh, I want to add the goggles, so I'll select the goggles from here and drag and drop it right next to the face mesh. So now I have these goggles, but the size is very large for the face. So I'm using the right click of my mouse to rotate the screen, and you can simply pinch and change the size of the screen. So if I want to change the size of this goggle, I'll simply select this square icon, and then there's this small square at the center. I'll just hold it here, but before doing that, I'll just pause my video here so that this stops moving. And now I'll just uh, hold it from the center and pull it up. So now it is fitting into my face. And I'll play it again so that it stops where he's looking straight at me. Yeah. And I think the size is okay, but the position is not fine. So I'll use this four pointed arrow thing and I'll just pull it up. This seems to be fine. I'll just play it and see if it works. Yeah, I think it is working fine. Yeah, I think I like it. Okay. So now the next part is adding the bubbles. But before that, I'll go back to face mesh, and over here, what I'll do is I'll go to this base material and make the opacity 0. So now I cannot see that material. I can simply see his face. So I'll play it again for you guys. You can just see the goggles over here. And now I want to add the bubbles. So for adding the bubbles, I have already selected a picture from Google and I've removed the background. So I'll just pick it up from here and drag it. So now I have bubbles. For adding the bubbles, I want to add the bubbles. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll add it right away. So I'll add an object and I'll select particle system. So I have this emitter, and under this emitter I want to add my bubbles. So firstly, let me just adjust it where I want it. I think this place is going to be fine. And now under this I'll add an object. Oh no, I'll add a material from here. Yeah, the material. I'll create a new material for this and I'll rename it as bubble. So in this bubble material, I'll click on this texture and I'll add bubbles. So now if I play it, I can see bubbles. But when this person starts moving, I can see that the bubbles are not moving with this person. We'll adjust the size later, but let's just first fix the bubbles along with this yellow thing. So for doing that, I'll pick up this emitter and I'll add it under this goggle. So now it is under the goggle. So now it will move along with the goggle, the yellow part of the goggle. That is how I have adjusted its position. You can reposition it. Let me just zoom in a bit. And I'll fix the position for the bubbles here. Now I can change the rate at which the bubbles are being produced. For example, this speed and this rate is not according to my liking, so I'll change it. So for example, let's change the birth rate to 10 and maybe the speed to, I don't know, 0.5. I think that's too fast. And I'll change the lifespan as well, or I think this is fine. I'll change the scale 0.1. It's too big. 0.05. That is also too big. 0.4. I think 0.04 is okay. Maybe I'll reduce the speed a bit more. This seems to be fine. So now I think this looks fine. I can change the height a bit. Now this person is moving and the bubbles are moving along with this person. So this seems to be fine. So now I want to publish this effect so that I can use the link and the ID to submit it. So I'll simply go to publish and then it will ask me to add an experience. So I'll click on add experience and I'll insert a sharing experience and then done. So I'll click on upload and it will start uploading. You just have to wait, do nothing. It will take a minute or two and it's done. So over here you have an option to select a specific platform. So I'll be sharing it on Facebook because that is the only account that I've added, and I will not make it public. I'll use the link only option, and I'll give a name to it. I'll just write bubbles, I guess. Bubbles underwater. Bubbles underwater. And That is it. I will just publish it now. It is uploading the file and done. So now I have this view link option. I'll see the link. This is the link that I can use. But this is not the only place where I find this link. I can simply click done. So when I click on these three dots, I can see copy effect ID. That is the ID that you need to submit for the competition. And then when you click on share, you see this link again and you can copy the link and share it. So that is all. And I have this filter and I can share this link to anybody to view the filter. That is all. Thank you.